Hi, welcome. Simon here, and hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll be replacing the full assembly battery, keyboard, and touchpad on a MacBook Pro. This is the 15-inch model A1398. As you can see, that the battery or original battery here is kind of swollen on the side, right? It's not flat, and it's pushing off against the trackpad on the other end of the computer. So what happened is that my trackpad is not clickable, so the clicking part is having some problem, and you can see that the back cover is somewhat pushing it open, like somewhat is opening. So I know for a fact that the battery is bad and has been a couple of years now, and this is my video and show it to you how to do a full replacement, a complete full assembly replacement. So this is the replacement part, and the new battery, you can see that it is flat, even, okay, versus the original. So what I'll be doing is transferring the LCD screen, the motherboard, everything over to this full assembly keyboard. So if you're watching this video, this is what I recommend you to do versus by removing the battery itself. There's a reason why I skipped that process. It's because that first, definitely you're working off from a bad laptop, like a bad battery, right? So the battery is kind of like swollen, and it's hazard, you may catch fire if you accidentally poke the battery or puncture it. So I do not want to take the chance by removing the battery itself. It may be way more difficult than just transferring the motherboard and the screen over. Alright, so let's get started. First thing I like to do is to remove the back cover here. I already did, but if you're not sure what to do, get yourself a Pentalope P5. This is a P5 Pentalope screwdriver. You just have to remove all the screws, and then the back cover will just come right off. Once you have done with that process, the next thing I like to do is to disconnect the battery. Let's go ahead and peel off this plastic here. And then just pull the connector straight up. They're kind of like Lego. Once you pull it out, it will just get disconnected. Next is to get yourself a T4 screwdriver. This is the Torque T4. Remove that screw and slide it to your left at 45-degree angle to remove the hard drive. Alright, so let's work on the rest. So using a T4 screwdriver, removing the two screws, remove the bracket, and kind of flip it up. That is the connector for the I/O board on this side. We'll be transferring that as well. Okay, next step, get a plastic prying tool. We'll be disconnecting the Wi-Fi by simply lifting up the 3 connector. Just lift it straight up. Open up the rubber here, and try to slide this connector to your left. That is probably the webcam and the microphone connector. So slide it to your left. And you need to lift it up because they do have this double-sided tape that is taping down to the cable right there. Okay, once we're done with that, continue removing some of the screws. Remove the bracket and pop open that touchpad connector. Okay, so we're going to flip open the clipper. There's a clipper right there. You need to flip it open and then slide the cable down towards yourself. This is the speaker cable. Lift it straight up. CPU fan. Flip open that little clipper. There's a plastic clipper that you need to open up, and you can slide the cable to your left. Okay, slide it to your left. Open up the clipper. There's a metal clipper here. Once the clipper is open, slide the LCD to your right. Remove these two rubber. The rubber is covering up the hinge. Okay, using the T4 screwdriver, I am going to remove this little screw right here, which is also holding down to this little bracket. And there's this metal piece right here that you need to remove. Do the same on the other side and remove that piece of a metal. Okay. Once you're done with all that, get yourself a T8 screwdriver. This is a Torque 8. We're going to remove the screw, 3 on one side, and that is to remove the entire LCD screen. Okay, once you have removed all that, now you can open up the LCD. So I'm separating the laptop and the LCD like so. And then right now at 45-degree angle, sorry, at 90-degree angle, I can just try to open up the screen just like that. It will just pop right open. We're gonna save the screen on the side. Alright, coming back to the T4 screwdriver, let's remove this connector here. This one here, just gonna pop it straight up. Okay, remove the CPU fan connector, open up the clipper, lift it up. I apologize in the beginning, I thought that was the CPU fan. Is actually microphone, I believe. Okay, apologize on that part earlier. This is the CPU fan cable, this is the microphone, I believe. Slide open up the clipper and then slide that cable away from your body. Let's open up the Wi-Fi card here. Open up the screw and slide the Wi-Fi interface card. And see if you can get this cable, slide it away like so. Okay, the next step is to start removing some of the screws, removing like the CPU fan screws. So there's one here. Second, the third. And the CPU fan will just come right off. Remove the CPU fan. There are 3 screws. Okay, once we remove them, you then can remove the CPU fan. Alright, remove this 2 screw that is holding down the charger. There's this hidden little screw right there that is covering up with this rubber. Remove that and unscrew. Okay, let's go ahead and screw this one here, which is the motherboard. There's one screw on this side, screw on the top. One screw right here in the middle. There's one screw right here on the top left by the heatsink. Okay, we need to remove this plastic as well. What I did was I tried to pull this side, the clipper, away, and then you can just lift it up. Okay, so the next step is to remove this speaker connector right here. They're just like Lego, snap on, you just have to lift it up. Okay, there you go. Let's take a look at the motherboard. As the motherboard is free and ready to go, there's another clipper right here. Open up the clipper right there, flip it open and slide the connector down. And now the entire motherboard will just come right off, like so. Okay, I'm just going to put the motherboard here on the side because we still have a couple more things we need to do. At this time you want to take the opportunity to clean off your computer. There's a dust here gets stuck by the heatsink. We are using the T4. We're going to remove this one screw right there. That one screw is holding down the board. Actually, two screws holding down the board. And then just lift it up. Okay, there you have it. It's pretty much empty now. We can just put it away. And bring the replacement part right here. So this one comes with the speaker, which I do not have to transfer, which is better. Alright, so let's align them. Put that screw back here at the bottom left corner. Okay, now I'm going to transfer the motherboard back to that replacement here. So what you want to do is make sure that the speaker cable is up, battery is up, touchpad is up, and the keyboard cable is up. Okay, speaker on this side, microphone here is up. So let's go ahead and transfer here. So connect the charging port first, like so, and then the motherboard need to be sliding. Okay, check with the cable, make sure it's up here. Now check the motherboard keyboard, make sure it's up as well. What I mean by up is like sitting above the motherboard. Check the left speaker, make sure it is on the top as well. Okay. I just want to make sure that everything is seated properly. It doesn't seem like I'm getting it right. Something is not seating all the way. So what is going on here? Okay, now it's more satisfied. Double checking, make sure everything is up. Great. Okay, cool. So I'm going to lock down the charging port. The DC jack has 2 screws here, top and bottom. So let's go to put that back in. Okay, there's this silver screw right here that goes onto the top right corner next to the heatsink. And then do not forget the rubber. And the rubber goes back on top here. Right, I'm going to slide the CPU fan back together, but before I do that, let's make sure I connect the microphone first. Make sure that the cable is slide into this connector right here to your right. Slide it in and then push down the clipper to lock it. Do not forget your speaker, just kind of press it down. That goes back in there, and then make sure the CPU fan connector is on, is open, and slide that cable back down like so, and then close it. Once you've done, then now you can put down that 3 screws that is holding down the CPU fan. Okay, once you have the 3 screws in, do not forget the 2 screws here on the top center of the motherboard. Alright, once you have the 2 screws, do not forget right here in the middle center there's another one more screwdriver. Sorry, the screws goes in there. Now you want to connect the keyboard. Make sure the connector is open. Slide that cable back in. And use that little tab to pull it in all the way, and then use the clipper to lock it. Get that little trackpad installed and the speaker connector here for the left side speaker. Go back in. Okay. Next, we are going to connect the one here on the top, that little cable here. They're just like Lego. Once you align them properly, you can press it down and it would connect. Now here comes the CPU fan. Make sure the clipper is open. Slide it flex cable down towards your body and press down that little clipper. Have 3 screws. lock it back down. And the very bottom here on the bottom left. Okay, once you have done that part, remember this cable, so you need to slide it back up. Once it's pushed in, and use the clipper to lock it in, and then have this flex cable go back on top of the motherboard across the street, like so. Across the street. Yep, across the fan, like so. And then have this connector here go back on top, and the 2 screws. Okay, now the next step is to slide the Wi-Fi antenna at 45-degree angle, slide it down towards your body, and have the screw to go back on, lock it in. Here comes the other bracket, lock it in. Okay, there's another screw right here. That screw is on the top left corner, covering up the CPU heatsink. That little gray screw on this side here, sorry, on this side, top left corner. Okay, tiny little screw here, lock down the motherboard on this part. Okay, slide the hard drive back in at 45-degree angle, push all the way in. Put the screws back on. This is the clipper. Align that like so, and then clip it back in. Now the next step is to have the LCD screen. So make sure the hinge is open at 90-degree angle or more. And what you want to do is you want to slide it in like so. Okay. Slide it in on this side. Slide it in on the other side. While you're still holding at the laptop screen on both sides like that, or you're still holding at it, get your T8 screwdriver. I want you to lock down one of the screw. You need to close the hinge in order for you to continue working the rest of it. So let's go ahead and do that. One of the screws is in, and I'm locking into the other one here. Okay, one screw on both sides, and then you can just close the screen and continue the rest of it. Okay, make sure that you have all the screws in. And then here's the cable alignment. Just realign that cable, and what you want to do is to slide this connector, slide it back in there. You can use the plastic prying tool to kind of push it all the way in, like so, and then reconnect the Wi-Fi. The connector is just like Lego. Make sure you align them properly on top of each other like that, and then just press it down. Do not force it in. It doesn't need strength to install, you just need the precision to install. This little metal piece, you got to realign them back again here. Got a T4 and then put it back in. Okay, again, let's redo this part here. And make sure you have the other two screw going back to the hinge. Lock it down. And then make sure the clipper is open. Slide it in at 45-degree angle. And then press it down to close it. And have the tool rubber stick back onto the hinge. And finally close down the battery. Now pretty much we can try to turn on the laptop and see if that works. We might need to have the charger. Let me bring the charger here. Oops, sorry, never mind. It actually turns on while I was walking away. Yeah, so I can, as you can see, the typing is good. I do not know the password, but yep, that is the screen, and all the keys are working. Alright, so hopefully this video is helpful for you, and if you're not sure where to buy the tools, please check the link down in the description below. I'll link it to either Amazon or eBay, and if you feel like this video is helpful, please smash the like button for me. I really appreciate you for doing that, and if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. Good luck with the repair. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye now.